Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Police Commissioner reiterates that he will be seeking new SOE before year-end. Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson has reiterated that he will be seeking the declaration of a new state of emergency SOE before the year ends. Speaking in an address on Christmas Day, the Commissioner noted that the police have been working hard over the past 3 months to reduce violent crime. He said he will be seeking another SOE to start before the year end and run until the start of the next year to complement current policing tactics. He expressed hope that fewer crimes will be recorded next year.
The team has been working really hard over the last 3 months to reduce crime, all sorts of crime, but particularly in terms of violent crime. We will, of course, have just come out of a state of public emergency, and certainly before the end of the year, I'll be seeking another one to start from the latter part of the year and into early part of next year. So as one of our strategies, of course, all the other policing strategies that we use are still going to be used over this period. All of that under Operation Relentless, including what we do under an SOE, is still use the techniques and tactics under Operation Relentless, plus those additional powers given to us under a state of public emergency. We're looking forward to a better year next year, a lower year, but the team has been working nonstop to actually pull things back to make sure that people have a safe and secure period over the Christmas.
Government reimposes SOEs in several parishes. The government has reimposed states of public emergency SOEs in several parishes. The 14-day security measures are now in effect in St. Anne, Clarendon, St. Catherine, St. James, Westmoreland, Hanover, Kingston, and St. Andrew. In making the announcement, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said that the SOEs are aimed at continuing to tame crime in those areas. While we have had reasonable success in controlling the number of murders leading up to and during the Christmas season, the threat levels for ongoing gang conflict, contract killings, organized robberies of businesses, hijacking of goods in transit, and various confidence scams that ultimately lead to the loss of life, spreading of fear, and depriving entire community of their freedom pursuing their own business and happiness remains elevated and expensive in scale, said Holness. He noted that last year, December, 127 murders were committed. Taking an annualized view, the Prime Minister said that this would mean a murder rate of 66%, 100,000, which at charge is way too high. He said after studying the trends and data, the government added to save lives and to preserve the freedom of Jamaicans. Holness maintained that the government's defense of the use of SOEs, arguing that it is an important crime-fighting tool to save lives. Kingston man charged with murder of 47-year-old Bureau. A Kingston man has been charged with last month's shooting murder of 47-year-old Bureau David Smokey Joe Rowe in the parish. The alleged killer is Giovanni Thompson, 22, from Woodrow Street in Kingston 12. The incident happened on Septimus Street on November 30. Reports from the Denhamton Police are that about 11:10 p.m., Rowe was at home on Septimus Street when he was allegedly called out by Thompson, who other men accompanied. An argument developed, and it is alleged that Thompson pulled a firearm from his waistband and opened gunfire, hitting Rowe. The police were summoned and Rowe taken to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Thompson was arrested in Manchester shortly after. He was charged by detectives at the Denhamton Police Station on Monday. No motive yet for Christmas Eve murder in Old Harbour Bay. The Old Harbour Police in St. Catherine are yet to establish a motive for the Christmas Eve killing of a man on Terminal Road in Old Harbour Bay. Dead is 37-year-old Rupert Empire Simpson, an unemployed man from the community. Residents reported hearing explosions about 6 p.m. on Saturday and called the police. Simpson was found suffering from gunshot wounds near to a Nissan Tiida motor car, with its engine still running and headlights on. Simpson was pronounced dead at the Spanish Town Hospital. Mom in dismay after son killed on Christmas Day. Elena Walker has just returned home from her annual family reunion on Christmas Day in Point Hill, St. Catherine, when she received news that her 30-year-old son, Michael Lawrence, has been shot to death in Banbury instead. Walker told reporters that her son, otherwise called Quinty or Esco, from Binslost in Linstead, should have been at the reunion as well. Instead, he had accompanied a friend to a cockfight on Sunday afternoon. Him, the friend, says same as the fight finished, Him step towards the car door, to go open the car door, to go in, and him just see two men step out in a black hoodie and say, "No move." And one of them fired the first shot, and him took off. He ran, she said. According to reports, at approximately 8:30 p.m. on Sunday, residents heard loud explosions coming from an area known as Scannell in Banbury and called the police. Upon their arrival, the cops found Lawrence's bullet-riddled body slumped over the steering wheel of his motor vehicle. He was transported to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Head of the St. Catherine North Police Senior Superintendent Howard Chambers told reporters that investigations are ongoing and no motive has been established for the murder. He is appealing to anyone with any information to report it to the police. "Anything you know about this, please call the police," he said, adding that Lawrence, who worked as a chef, was not on the police radar. Bemourning the loss of her fifth child, Walker hailed him as a resourceful person who was respected by his community. He was a little guy that do everything. Him used to sell clothes in Falmouth, sell in Linstead. If him uncle going on the construction site and him not working, him go with him uncle on the construction site. Him used to do security, and after him leave the security work, him get the work in at the cook shop, she said. The 62-year-old single mother said she was very close to her son. "Me more close to them more than anything else because me grow them without a father, and even though them a big man, them still a go there on me same way," she said. Lawrence, a former student of Buckwalk High School, was also said to be a devoted father to his 1-year-old daughter. She does not believe her son was targeted, although she was informed that after his killing, there were men searching for him. She is hoping that the police will find the killer, even as she remains resolute in overcoming her grief for the sake of her grandchild. Traffic changes for firework on the waterfront. Members of the public are being advised that in order to facilitate preparatory work needed for the return of the fireworks on the waterfront on Saturday, December 31st, a section of Ocean Boulevard in downtown Kingston will be closed. The police say the closure goes into effect at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, December 28th, when persons will not be able to turn left onto Ocean Boulevard from Nethersole Place or Church Street. The area will remain closed off until after the event. However, persons who have access to the Bank of Jamaica parking lot and delivery route. Other road closures will go into effect at midday on Saturday, December 31st. Port Royal Street at its intersection with Peters Lane and Ocean Boulevard will be closed. Meanwhile, several areas along Port Royal Street will be converted to two-way traffic to allow for easy access to designated parking areas. These are the Port Royal Street, Church Street intersection, the Port Royal Street, Orange Street intersection, the Port Royal Street, Princess Street intersection, and the Port Royal Street, West Street intersection. Tower Street, between its intersection with King Street and Church Street, will also be converted to two-way to allow for easy access to the designated parking area. Motorists are advised to plan their routes carefully. Police personnel from the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch will be in the environs to monitor the situation. All persons should obey their instructions as they work to limit congestion and ensure the safety of all persons. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell